All right, welcome to Monday's episode of John McEntyre Live. I'm John McEntyre, and we are running a little bit behind today because of some serious technical difficulties in the area with internet, power, all of that good stuff. But we're here, and so we're going to get into it. With me, I have Andrea McEntyre. She'll be joining me today, and we're going to talk about some wallet wins. We're going to definitely share some wallet wins. And then we're going to discuss scripts. And scripts are, your beliefs about money, what you tell yourself, what the scripts are going inside of your head. We'll do a question of the day, and then we'll wrap this show up. So, Andrea, what wallet win do we have for today?
Well, our wallet win is pretty exciting. This person is buying a car for the first time with cash.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a good one. That's always good to pay for a car with cash. Did they say what type of car it was or anything like that? They're just excited they was able to pay cash for a car.
They were excited they were able to pay cash for a car. I tried to ask. They said no, we don't want you trying to get around.
Oh, I got you. That was a good one. So that was a good one. The first time buying a car with cash. All right. That's going to be a neat trick for a lot of people. I know a lot of people, especially today, with the average car payment is increasing every year, like the highest it's ever been. Last year was the highest. The year before that, it was highest. So actually, car payments are actually creeping up here. So I guess that does feel good to pay cash for a car.
Absolutely.
Yeah. As long as it has air conditioning, heat, windows, seats, stuff like that. Yeah, the essentials. More the essentials. I'm spoiled now. I need luxuries. I'm past essentials now. I'm into the luxury category. So
I completely understand you. Once you've experienced heated seat or steering wheel or just some of those little added perks.
Yeah.
They're easy to fall in love with.
Yeah, they're not perks. Those are comforts. And but we'll move on with the next one. Other wallet win that we had was a client. That we was talking to a client and looking at the insurance, asking a few questions. They had gotten a raise. The insurance wasn't meeting the level of their income. So the income had went up and they actually needed more life insurance because their lifestyle had increased some. And so we had to make sure to, get that back leveled off because normally, we've talked about it, the insurance amount, at least 10 times your annual income. They had gotten a substantial raise, so they were like seven times their income. So they were pretty much underinsured. But it was correct, and that was definitely a good wallet win. They let us know that it finally, everything was accepted. So that's always a good wallet win, making sure you're covered.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that they pointed out the fact not only did their income increase, and I'm sure it probably had increased over time. Their expenses and their goals probably increased or changed as well.
Yeah. That sounds like that's exactly what happens here. All right, so got those two good wallet wins for today. We want you to share your wallet wins, and all you have to do is subscribe to us. You can either like the Facebook page, you can share them there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Anyway, most people like to watch YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, help with the algorithms, analytics, all of that good stuff. Stuff I don't really understand. I just know that YouTube likes it, and so they like video and they like good algorithms and analytics and all of that good stuff above my head there. But anyway, subscribe and like. You can go to Andrea's page, even like her page, and be able to interact with us there and share the wallet wins there. Share your questions and your comments also. Interact, because that's why we're doing it live, to actually interact more with the audience. All right, so Now we were going to discuss scripts, and scripts are something that is much more is very powerful, and it's just another way of saying, what do you say to yourself? That's basically what a script that you live by.
And I like how I've heard it called in the past. It's the tape. It's that tape or that memory, that video that plays in your head.
That MP3. Can't say, you can say tape to some people. They're like, what are you, a dinosaur or something? You know.
Okay. On your playlist.
Right. That's exact. There we go. What's on your playlist? That's a good one. I like that. We're gonna use that from now on.
So we need to reprogram our playlist because a lot of times our playlist has been saved and stored from different conversations and interactions. And sometimes we don't even realize that we picked up other people's beliefs and saying, and we've repeated them enough that they become our own.
Yeah, and that actually becomes a script, because in the movies they give you a script and you have to practice it, say it till it becomes internalized. And so that's why it's actually called scripts in the psychology field of psychology. It's called scripts. It's like what's something that you don't hear it, but it is there. It's like they say, everyone talks to themselves. We all talk to ourselves. We all have that voice. What I've learned and what I was taught was sometimes the script itself, the voice, may not even be your own voice.
Absolutely.
It could be a parent, it could be a teacher, it could be someone that was very had a lot of influence over you. It can actually be their voice that's saying it, and you have to get quiet to really, really hear it. But the scripts are, like we said, they're constantly running, and it's a belief. It's a belief that you have for money. And for instance, one that a lot of people just say, money doesn't grow on trees.
It's also ironic that money is made from a paper product which comes from trees.
Yeah, but the ones of us who knew that, we were not smart enough. We were not dumb enough to say that back to our parents. Well, actually, money does come from trees because it's the paper, and the paper comes from trees. And that's a quick way to get sent back to to early childhood, or take that nap longer than you would. Right, exactly. We'll make you unalive. But that was one I heard. I didn't really hear it, to really be honest. Really didn't hear it a lot in my home. I heard a different type of a script, but I heard it a lot in a lot of my friends' homes. I heard it a lot. Mom, Dad, can I have it? What's wrong with you? What do you think? Money grows on trees? And the other one, you think I'm made of money?
That's the one that I remember.
Yeah. Now that one, I did hear that one a lot. That's the way I heard it. Well, the mind doesn't really interpret in different ways. It doesn't read what a person means. It just hears it and it interprets it a certain way. And usually that's interpreted as scarcity or lack of money, or something like that. So now you may have heard that a lot as a child. Now you've grown up and you feel this sense of lack, like you never have enough money. Maybe you're doing things, you could be sabotaging yourself, but there's always a feeling of lack. And that's what scripts do. They become a belief, and the belief is actually a feeling, how you think and feel about something. And once it gets into the feeling, then it can become a value. And we've discussed values, and beliefs, they can actually become values if not put in check. And so if you're feeling, like money doesn't grow on trees, that's interpreted as there's never enough money. It's a limited amount of money. And, the person, it may show up in a person's life that they can't take care of their essential needs or something like that. So That's one of them. A lot of times, and a lot of time, mostly with women, and I'm not being sexist at all. It's just a belief. A lot of times, women, they'll just say, "Well, I'm just not good with money," and a lot of times it's because they just wasn't taught about money. And so they just say, "I'm not good. I'm just not good with money." Well, like anything, you can become good with money.
You're absolutely right. One of the ways this may show up, they may not often say, "I'm not good with money,"
Mm-hmm.
or the example you gave just before, I'm not making money or money to grow on trees. But you've watched a certain behavior, so you only shop when there's a sale. Or when there is a sale, you buy it in bulk because and what that is, it goes back to that scarcity that you mentioned. It may not be at this price again, or I only have a certain amount of money, so I need to buy as much as I can. That goes back to the scarcity. So sometimes it's not always what we say. Our actions show what we're internalizing, what we believe as well.
Right, that's right, exactly, because that's where you act from. You act from your beliefs. That's why I'm saying sometimes if you have a certain belief, that could be why you're overspending, which is the action. Or even if you're buying in bulk, some people, they will say, well, this is a sale, and they buy it for thinking that, okay, well, that product's been around forever. It's this year's product. It's going to be cheaper next year. It'll probably be cheaper next week. And so some people, they actually, if they have that belief and they see sale, that's the reason why, marketing, they use the word sale, because it's an emotional word. Okay, this is on sale. So if I don't buy it now, the price will probably go up, which we know is not true. Because once it hits that price, no one's going to pay the old price for it. But that's a very hot word. It's an extremely emotional word. Just like money. Money is a very emotional word. When you say the word money, most people, they will see money, but they will start thinking, have feelings. Either I have all that I need, or I don't have enough, or I wish I had more. Something, there's a feeling that come with it. So every word has an emotion, attached to it, because if it didn't have an emotion, it wouldn't have meaning. That's where the meaning actually comes from, is the emotion behind it. Another one that, we're just giving some examples here of scripts. The rich are greedy. A lot of people sabotage their financial life because if they start making more money, they can become a rich person. Rich people are greedy. I don't want to be known as being greedy. Therefore, I don't want to be rich. And they sabotage themselves. They sabotage their financial life. They may, in business, you see that a lot. Competent professionals undercharging, or that competent manager at a company know that they're worth the money, but they don't feel that they're worth the money. Because they don't. Yeah, because if they get the promotion, they get the raise, they make more money to become rich, and rich people are greedy. I don't want to be greedy, and so they sabotage their career, or they don't go for the promotions and everything. They just do their job, and that's it.
You're right. It also will show up in other ways that we need to be wise as parents.
Mm-hmm.
The conversation we have or don't have around family, children, others, they're always listening and watching.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember reading in a book once where there was this young lady who was trying to look at the next phase within a career. And this was after he had a divorce. And she was trying to look at what was next.
Mm-hmm.
And when they looked at the type of jobs and positions that she had over time, like you were saying, it didn't really like shoot for the stars. And she really wanted to expand into more of a teaching and leadership type role within music. Her background was art. And she said, well, I'm not good at that. And when she started listening, she really realized, I used to hear that from somewhere. And they dug deeper in that conversation. And what it is she overheard her parents talking about her and saying, well, let's not tell her the truth that we don't care how she does. And even if she's no good, we're still going to cheer her on. Well, that's not what she heard. She heard, she's no good at this, but we're still going to cheer her on and support her. And she mistook that support as them saying, I'm no good at this, so she didn't try. And that just showed up in so many other areas. But her real passion in the area that she wanted to really just pour her heart and energy in within teaching music, she never went to try to expand beyond that because she believed that she was no good, because that's what her parents were over. She overheard that conversation.
Right. Yeah. So scripts, they show up in every area of life, but when it comes to money, most people don't think that they really affect them, but scripts affect every area of life. We may as well accept it. We were talking, a lot of people, they would reject that, but then once they get quiet, and usually that's an exercise that I recommend, is where you just sit down and just write out the question at the top of a piece of paper. What do I think and feel about money? And don't judge it. Just write out what comes to mind. Just write it out. What comes to money. Money doesn't grow on trees. And like I say, you may hear it in a different voice. It may be your mother's voice that say, money doesn't grow on trees. Your dad's voice, what do you think, I'm made of money? Or a teacher's voice, rich people are greedy. A family member, you can't trust people. And so, if you don't have a trust with people, you don't work well with them, then it's hard to earn a living if you don't work well with people, one way or another. Even if you work in technology, you're buying a computer all day, you still have to interact with people. Your tone can come through emails and texts, and, and people can pick up on that type of stuff. So that's what you do. The exercise is to just sit down. Good homework thing to do is in the evening, or when you have some alone time, or in the morning, meditation time. Just ask that question, what do I think and feel about money? And just listen and just start writing things out, And
I will want to go ahead and warn everyone, when you start having that conversation, you will notice that there'll come a point where at certain times that it feels tough. And you may want to stop and quit. It's okay.
Yeah.
Go as far as you can, and then stop thinking about the question and start thinking about the emotions that you felt, which is, why did I start getting upset or frustrated or nervous or want to stop doing this exercise? Is it because it's tough, or is it something I need to actually uncover?
Right.
Because sometimes we resist certain conversations or doing things because they're hard, but behind it being hard, we're really afraid of something.
Yes, most definitely. It's called a denial. People, average person lives in denial of something, and that could be the area where you're in denial. I don't want to do this because this is very, this is unnecessary. I can get along without this. Well, your financial life is not showing it. I can get along. Well, now it sounds as if you're in denial about something, and you just have to go through. That's why I say, when you're doing this particular exercise, what do I think and feel about money? That's why I say, don't judge any statement. Just write it down. If it comes to you, you hear it internally, write it down. Don't do that. Don't go into the area like, well, that's stupid. That's judging it. Don't judge it. Write it down. It's what it is. What it is. It is answering your question. The question is being answered. And that's what you're looking for so that you can fix your financial life, is understand these scripts that are going on. So get past everything, because that's also a script within itself. That judgmental tone may be a parent, teacher, or someone very influential, that's going on in the mind every time you do something. And that's something else that's going on. That's a sign maybe you just won't take control of your thought life, and you've given control over to other people, and that's the way that it's being controlled. It's another script. So as you do this exercise, you'll see there's script. That's why I say there's scripts everywhere. There's scripts in every area of your life. What you do, there's a script there controlling. And so, go ahead.
I wanted to share one thing. Remember when we said one of the scripts that we hear is "I'm no good with money."
Mm-hmm.
Well, as you're uncovering that, or if you get stuck and you need to pause, then sit there and think about this. Okay, I'm no good at money. What can I do to become better at money?
Right. That's the next
learn
step.
about money. I need to understand what it, how it works. How do I even understand the money that I have and where I am? So looking at where you are and where you may be stuck, and just start giving, finding solutions for at least that conversation or that script that you're currently at. Because if that's not how you want things to feel, you can change. So
right.
So if you don't know enough, you don't know much about money, I'm no good at it, learn about it so you can be better.
Right. So that's why that's like the next step. First step, don't stop when you're doing this exercise. Write them all out first, because if you don't and you get stuck on one, then you might forget about the other one. You might not even get to the other one because that one, well, why is this? And then you're doing it. Whereas if you just, the first step is get them all out there. Get them all out there. What they call get them all out on the table. Then they're all written down, and then you say to yourself, okay, is there any more? Are there any more? You may need to ask the question in a different way or whatever. When I feel like asking for a raise, what do I do? I get busy, this, that, and the other. Okay, you may be afraid of asking for what you want in life, or you may not feel that you're worthy of it or that you're worth. So you just have to write them all out. Now you can go back and question each one of them. This is, there's a process of doing it, because some people, they love playing that game. They'll find one word or a sentence or something like that, and then they'll just try to just stick with it. Like, what is the problem? And that may not be the problem. That may just be one of them. It may not even be the largest one. So you have to get them all out there. And then you can go through the process of questioning each one. You can ask yourself, why do I feel this way? Where did it come from? Where did this script come from? It's probably because we know it's probably not yours anyway. Where did it come from? Who said it? Who said it the most? Sometimes it may be that voice that's saying it, oh, this was mom. This mom said this all the time. Mom said this all the time, that you can't trust people and all this. Well, I'm around a different reason why that's that way is because she was around people that would borrow money and wouldn't pay it back, stuff like that, or would get an attitude if you asked for the money back. So she finally just said, you can't trust people. I've seen that and heard that plenty of times. Whereas, well, I'm around a different group of people. These are people of integrity. Not one person has even asked to borrow money. Everyone around me is prosperous. They're fine. They're talking about other things. And so that script, it never serves you anyway, but it's really not serving you, because now it's affecting how you're interacting with people, because there may be a part of you that's sort of nervous that they may ask you for money at any moment in time. And so you have to, and you can see how deep this can go just off of asking, what do I think and feel about money? And a script pops up, how it affects other areas of life. So that's why you want to do these exercises and do them in a certain manner, so that it can really serve you, and then you can release them And we all know what happens when you release something. You get your energy back, it becomes positive, and now you can put a more empowering script there. You can write your own script. As in, rich people are not all rich people are greedy. I know greedy poor people. I know poor people that are greedy, much more greedier than rich people, you know. And so now you can actually go at the script with logic, rewrite it, and make it your own. I used to call them new truths. I still do. I still call it that. What is the new truth of the matter now? A script. I'm not good with money, and each month you're managing your money. You're paying your bills. You're doing everything that you're supposed to do. You're saving. You're investing. You're doing all, and you have an advisor or a coach around you that's solidifying that you are doing the right thing. They're confirming what you're doing that is positive. So now your new script should be, I'm fine with money. I do great with money. I'm great with money. I handle my money very well. I'm happy that I'm going to have a great, financial future.
John, I'm glad that you went through each of the exercises because we don't want to escape doing the exercise.
Mm-hmm.
But we also want to get to a point where it's okay if we need to pause and then come back. But the going through and writing down some of those things and going through the questions, you're absolutely right. The principle is in going through each step and not letting your mind allow you to escape having that conversation with yourself.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So I hope you learned something about the script part. I mean, as you can tell, it's new, especially it's always been there in therapy, but now there's financial therapy, and there's only a few, what you call certified therapists. I've studied a couple, the couple that I've read their books back and forth, and I study them a lot. I do the exercises myself, and I recommend to people to do the exercises when we're talking with clients. So it's sort of new. But that's where to get things rolling is just to use that one question: what do I think and feel about money? Sort of understand what your scripts are. Just when you think about spending money, how do you feel? When you think about earning money, how do you feel? When you think about investing, how do you feel? A script in investing is, stock market is a sucker's game. When there's wealthy people in the market every day, some of the wealthiest people in the world, that's where they built their wealth. They built their wealth in the stock market. But you have to understand where that script came from. That's a big one. You hear that one. I mean, you hear that one on the media, in the news. You just hear it everywhere. It's just a big script there. But that's all that it is. It's a script that someone has accepted, and they're spreading their script. You create your own scripts and combat those negative scripts. So, hope you learned something about scripts today. Look it up and study more about it. But before we go, I want to put the question of the day out there to people, which is, do you have a will? Simple question. Do you have a will? Over half Americans that own something don't have a will. So the question is just as simple as that. Share on our Facebook, on our social media, if you have a will or if you don't. Or, yes, I do have one, maybe time to update it.
That was going to be my next part with it. When's the last time that you reviewed your will? And have you added in other important steps? Whether that the health care, power of attorney, do you need to update who the guardian or executor is of your will? Those people and their roles may have changed. So you want to make sure that you're reviewing those documents and you make sure that you're updating who those people are, because there's some people who may have originally had one created and they had a different partner, or they were in a different stage or phase in life. And if you're remarried or you now have a partner, you want to make sure the right person is listed to take care of your wishes and dreams.
Seen some messy situations there. As you can see on both of our faces out there, we've seen that one. It happens more than you would think. And it is not pretty at all. It can get very ugly. That will, and people don't want to follow it. We'll leave that. But just keep the question right there. Do you have a will? So, Andrea, if we don't have anything else, we'll close it out there. Glad that we was able to get on live today. Actually do the show. We fought through. You just won't believe how many technical difficulties we fought through to get here to be live today. But we're here. So what I want you to do is don't forget to share your wallet wins, your questions, your comments, show ideas. Know someone that would be a good guest on the show. We welcome it. Just go to johnmcentyre.com, or you can call us 1-800-342-3199, 1-800-342-3199. So, Andrea, if you don't have anything else, we'll close it out there.
Thanks for having me, John.
All right. Well, this is John McEntyre signing off. Tune in tomorrow, same time, earlier, 11 o'clock. We'll be live at 11 o'clock tomorrow, and we'll see you tomorrow.